Good day, sir.
Good day to you.
How's it going?
A day in paradise.
Nice. Nice.
And you?
Yeah, it's going good.
You know what to do with yourself? You've been home for a couple weeks with no travel plans on them.
I'm dreading the traveling that has to come up starting in the fall, which is going to be a snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be no time at all.
It is. It's going to be very quick.
Sure you don't want to come to Winnipeg with me?
Sure don't.
Sure you don't want to come to...
Cincinnati? Nope.
Well, Cincinnati is where I fly into. It's the big city.
So it gets even less appealing?
Yeah, it's like Batavia. I don't know, somewhere in Ohio. I didn't know Cincinnati was in Ohio.
How did you not?
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I think it's out there now, so you've got to just own it.
How do you know it is?
Where's Des Moines?
Is that in Ohio?
Oh my God.
Well, I thought, to be honest, okay, well, first of all, I'm getting better. I know all of the Canada geography.
That's a start, considering that's where you live.
No, I was just thinking for some reason in my head, I was just mixing up Ohio with Idaho. And so I was thinking I was going, because I have to go to Colorado like a couple days later. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Idaho to Colorado, it's going to be perfect. Nope. It's like a 24-hour trip from Batavia to Vail, Colorado. So, but you're coming to Denver.
As long as there's a game.
Oh, you won't come if there's no game?
No, I've been to Denver.
Okay. I'll stay long enough for a game.
It just depends on if they're on the road or not. If they're on a road trip, then we'll come some other time.
All right.
Chicago. I'll go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in February.
Yeah, check out the
How
Blackhawks.
about Egypt? Will you come to Egypt with me?
Yeah, I'll probably squeeze that in.
Okay.
What are we going there for?
Well, either we got to plan Willow's trip because we said for the girls, when you turn 13, you can go anywhere in the world. And she said Egypt. And I wish I nourished that idea because now she just wants to go to an all-inclusive somewhere. We got to do it because we're like 2 years late now. So almost.
Well, we did jam in a lot of travel last year, though.
We did.
So it's not like she's been sitting at home idle.
Yeah.
But we could surprise her by going back to Japan. She'd be down with that.
I think she just wants an all-inclusive. She wants to go to Greece, all-inclusive. I'm like, I'm not flying all the way to Greece just to sit in one place. If we're doing, yeah.
Makes sense.
So we'll see.
All right. Welcome to our new travel podcast.
Yeah. I'm done with traveling.
Dude, I was done with traveling after we got back from Japan.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've traveled since. Maybe one small trip.
I do love the public speaking, though.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I just hate the airports and security. New Zealand was awesome because there was no security.
Yeah, New Zealand's pretty much.
You literally just walked on the plane.
For domestic flights, let's be clear.
Domestic flights, yeah.
Yeah.
For the little towns. To go from one island to the next, I don't even know if I did have to go through security.
Domestic.
It was domestic. I wish it was more like that here. Anyway, so I was thinking about parental estrangement. Why, when kids grow up, maybe teenage years, but for like adult years, some of the reasons why they will cut their parents out of their life and what we can do about it now to prevent that.
Well, I mean, I think there's a variety of reasons. Yours is going to be smothering, right? It's going to be you come in hot with the hugs, and I think they're going to need a break from that. That's what you're going to have to deal with.
But I love them so much. I'm just like, I want a samosa you.
Yeah, no, they're aware. They are aware. I have never seen two human beings more resigned to their fate than when you enter a room and realize they're there because they just know it's coming.
Well, you don't help. Like this morning, Willow was there and I'm like, Willow. And I start walking and you're like, incoming. Like,
dude, I was responding to the look on her face. Would you, and obviously the listener can't pick up on this, but it was this face. The face of, oh my God. poor girl was just trying to eat a pancake. I did like how she used her newfound height to try and evade the kiss, though.
She's so tall.
You're very tall now.
I'm so short.
You're not.
Am
You're
I
perfect. No,
shrinking?
you're perfect. Everything about you is
I
perfect.
feel like I'm shrinking.
Not at all.
Mm.
So, estrangement. Um, I think one of the things I think some people need to be ready for is those parents that are traditionally dictatorial in their approach to building a relationship with their kids can expect a lot of free time when the kid is older.
Yeah.
I don't like, I wouldn't want to hang out with someone that was constantly telling me I was doing it wrong or demanding I do it a particular way. Why would I spend extra time with them? So I think that's one area where people need to be prepared to be a bit lonelier. Obviously, if you're just a bad person, pretty good chance, but I think that's a given, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think, but conversely, I think in a weird way, sometimes those relationships don't see the estrangement because a lot of people, it's a completely different cycle. Um, but I think, yeah, I think the parents that struggle to adapt their relationship with their kids to the age and maturity of their kids are the ones that are likely the ones that are going to struggle the most,
Yeah.
right? Because, we're going through a lot of that now as the girls get older. When they were little, they were just with us, right? What we were doing was what they were doing, and they had no choice in the matter. We tried to make it fun, and we tried to make sure that they had their own things and blah blah blah. And we kind of just go with the flow, right? And as they've gotten older, we've tried to adopt a more of a collaborative, supportive approach that they're like, Maya's an adult, right? If she needs help, we're there to help, but I can't tell her what to do, right? I can't demand she does anything. I can, but it's not the right approach. Um, And that still doesn't guarantee that she won't distance herself, right? Like, we
Mhm.
don't know, right? At the end of the day, if the path that they're going to lead requires that they lead it away from us, well, then that's the path they're going to lead, right? The only time I would fight against that, and I'm not saying I want that, and I'd be sad, like if either of my kids decided I wasn't a part of their life for long periods of time or ever, and once they're on their own, yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough pill to swallow, right? I don't think I'm that big of a jerk, even though they say I am. But I think, yeah.
No, no, go on.
But I think, yeah, I was just going to wrap up. I think it's tough to, I think there's certain steps you can take that avoid that, but you're never going to know. Right. And I think a lot of times parents continue to parent long after they probably need to look at becoming more of an equal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And be someone your kids will want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Right. You guys don't need to be identical, but if there's common interests or things that you shared that were enjoyable, keep fostering those things. Right.
Well, in my Mother's Day card this year, Maya wrote that I was her best friend, which we're not going for best friends, right? We don't want that codependency. But I was like, wow. And I know I'm not actually because she does have a best friend, but the fact that she even put that in there, that she considers me as a friend now that she's an adult, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
So, I mean, there's obvious things too. I want to talk about some of the non-obvious ones. I mean, the obvious ones, abuse, neglect,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes if there's mental health issues, can be a big thing. Just any betrayal. If parents cut you off, that's a big one. Divorce, especially if there's a lot of conflict or there's huge custody evaluations, like battles and things like that, that can create a lot, especially if it's ongoing afterwards. Um, Lack of support, empathy, all of those kinds of things. Some interesting ones, a difficult daughter or son-in-law. So
Hmm.
like, if you didn't like my parents, for example, that could be enough for me to cut my parents out of my life. I never thought of that, but I could potentially see that.
Yeah, and I think I have. I mean, I've seen it,
Yeah.
right? Like I have seen people do that because they felt their parents weren't supportive of their relationship or whatever. Um, and I don't know. Like that's an interesting one because I don't know. I've seen both. I've seen people that are super close with their in-laws and call them mom and dad and are, and are very, very tight. And I've seen people that are kind of distant, but I think there still needs to be some level of respect. I think demanding someone to cut someone out of their life that they're not necessarily needing to or wanting to, that's a dick move.
I could see it coming from, I actually just read a book and this is kind of what happened, but the husband was very controlling
Mhm.
and essentially gaslighting a
Yeah.
lot, but just wanted to have complete control, like had the tracker on his wife's phone so he knew where she was at all times
Yeah.
and just saying that I am the center of your universe. You don't need them. They're not supportive of you, right? Like those kinds of things. I think. Another one, and I have read research on this, that the adult child has a therapist. And the therapist is, really like they're talking about these toxic relationships and putting their own projections or not, maybe it's not,
Yeah.
but it's through, yeah. So they're helping the client try to create boundaries
Mhm.
and get any toxic influences out of their life, for example. And so I've actually read that. That's a common theme
Interesting.
quite a bit that I've seen. And I've seen that even we've got friends who we're seeing that happen with
Mm-hmm. 100%.
as we speak, right? So, um, yeah, I think that that could be a piece too. Um, Obviously, choices, values, lifestyles, just worldviews. Sometimes I can see that that's another
Well, and I
big
think
one.
that's an interesting one because right now I think you're probably seeing a heightened amount of estrangement for political differences,
And that's a
right?
big one. Yeah.
And as well, the generation before is typically less in tune to the current one, and it just leapfrogs every generation, right? And so the distance becomes greater and greater. But yeah, I think you're seeing a ton of it, right? The polarizing topics that society is dealing with right now have put a lot of people against each other, right? The pandemic put a lot of people against each other, whether they should or shouldn't have been. That was just the way it happened, right? And it's not slowing down, right? Because you have these anti-woke people and these woke people, and you have, and all the terminology and all the definitions, and yeah, it's not a surprise at all.
And I can see, and I've heard comments in our own children, but comments in other kids that I work with about different worldviews that older generations might have
Hmm.
that are just like, wow, that person's racist, for example, or wow, they're sexist or homophobes or whatever.
Hmm.
And I hear this a lot where you can start seeing that distancing even from a fairly young age,
Yeah.
right? That probably will come to full fruition. The biggest one that kind of sparked my thinking about this, and this is another one that I've heard over and over again, is when kids feel too close to their parents.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And so
So,
they need to create that distance.
yeah. So that kind of goes to the smothering that you're talking about. Hopefully, different from what I'm talking about. I do smother my girls literally with hugs and kisses.
And the dogs.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I samosa all of them.
We really should have gotten a cow because then it wouldn't have
I
mattered.
need to get a cow. Well, you said you were going to give me one if we ever divorce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a distraction because then I'll just get my stuff and run to the cabin. And then you'll be like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, you got a cow. And then I got the cabin.
Then I'll bring the cow to the
You
cabin.
can't. That's happened before. And they just poop on the road.
They do, but they're awesome. The
Okay.
cows love the cabin.
So it's a bit of a sidebar here.
Yeah.
How are you planning on getting the cow to the cabin? You can just cram it in the back of the Magnum, strap it to the roof.
Well, how are you going to get a cow to me in the first place?
I'll have it delivered
I'll get a trailer,
and tow it with what? This is fantastic. I love this. This is fantastic.
get a truck. So you
You,
got to buy me a truck and a
no, I'm
trailer and
not
a cow.
going. It's a cow. I'm not buying a truck. No way. No way. I'll buy you a truck, but you don't get the cow. You can go cruising for a cow in your truck.
No, but I want a cow.
Well, you got to prioritize.
Just a little baby cow.
But they don't stay babies. That's the thing with people getting pigs. They don't stay little.
Do they have mini cows?
Yeah.
Do they actually?
Probably. I think though, I think you can get the Scottish Highland cows can be small. They're
Are they
shaggy.
the oh, but not the really shaggy one. Are they really shaggy? Or just
I
furry?
don't think there's a little shaggy or a lot shaggy. I think once you classify something as shaggy, it's shaggy.
I'm
There's
thinking
no
of like a yak or yak shaggy. Is it shaggy like that?
No, I think it's less shaggy than that. Again, you're making me go back on what I just said. I think sure, there's a varying degree of shaggy, I guess.
Like a furry cow would be cool.
Yeah, it's more the Highland ones, I think.
A baby furry. Can we just get one anyway?
No.
Uh, Why?
I did see a video of four baby raccoons, which made me think that that would be kind of cool. But then I realized they'd be harder to control than our dog.
Raccoons are vicious.
Now, if you raise them, then they're little thieves. You can send them out to steal stuff for you.
Ooh. Black Panther, that one where they thought it was a little black kitten and it
Oh, yeah.
ended up being a Black Panther. I love that.
Yeah.
But they're, mm, that could be scary.
Yeah, no. Like, we barely handle domesticated animals. What makes you think that we're in any way, shape, or form qualified to take on something more strenuous?
Yes.
We're just, yeah, we like honestly, we're struggling with a Bernese,
Mm,
right?
true.
We need her to get old fast
Yeah.
and simmer down.
She is, yeah, we call her land shark. She's a little sharky. I don't know how we got on this. How we get on this?
You declared that I was gonna buy you a cow.
Oh no. Oh no, you were saying I smothered the animals. So, but being too close. Let's get back on track here, Andrew. Being too close. And so a lot of it is that Adon, I mean, everything that we've talked about in so many episodes about us, the helicoptering, right? Being over them, watching guard. I mean, so there's a lot of conflict there, but all of the what was the you just sent a meme? Didn't something like, you know, our parents were like,
Oh, the dead body one. That one?
was it the dead body one? Maybe, what was it?
Where parents these days are like, where are you going? I need to know you need to be back by this time. And parents back in the day was the kid talking to the parent saying, or the parent asks, where are you going? And the kid responds, we're going to go down to the dump because apparently there's a dead body down there. We're going to go take a look at it. And the parent's only response was, you better not bring a dead body back in this house. And that's the difference between parents when we were growing up and parents today.
I think there was another one too, like, yeah, but maybe that was it. But parents are okay. As soon as you get there, as soon as you get
Yeah.
to the house, you give me a call, make sure you're okay. And every half hour, you got to give me a call. Right. And so that piece, and kids just don't have the autonomy to be, do, have, see, make their own decisions. And so that is a huge reason why
Mhm.
kids really are. They're just trying to find out who they are,
Yeah.
right? And it just becomes so, I mean, it'll become crippling for some kids to the point that they can't do anything. There's such dependency. They can't even like stand on their own 2 feet, that they're staying at home forever, or they just want, yeah, that distance from their parents.
Yeah. And I think that part of it is the parents don't realize it too in those situations. They need that distance too, because at some point you need to reclaim not being a parent full time,
Yeah.
right? And get back to having your own life. And that's something that you and I are trying to do more of. We've talked about it before, right? More and more of our own personal stuff. And frankly, it's funny because the more we've started to do that, the more I've started to be away doing stuff with friends during free time or doing other stuff without every one of us, the more I've seen the girls starting to do it too, right? Not that I'm trying to drive them away, but it creates a safe space to go do your own thing and come back together rather
Mhm.
than always being together and always having to do stuff together. I think it modifies it so that when you are together, you're able to enjoy it more and be more focused.
Yeah, you've been good. You're out all the time now.
Yeah,
You're
party
you're good with that.
24/7.
I had a bit of a rough week this week because everybody was gone, and those nights I just don't know what to do, so I eat.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh, the house is gonna be fantastic, but then I eat and watch a crappy show. Although I painted
Yeah, you
yes,
painted all day yesterday when I was gone.
yeah, I was home alone yesterday. It was
And to be
awesome.
clear, I wasn't partying. I had to take a child somewhere yesterday.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like I'm a neglectful spouse.
This week was different just because Maya worked night shifts for the first time. And so
Yeah, and usually you
usually,
get your walk in with her before she goes out and does stuff or whatever, right? Like there is that additional piece. It makes a difference.
and Willow just had a friend over every day.
She
So
sure did.
yeah,
She sure did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's been
she
very
wasn't
good.
around. So yeah, it was a lot. Finished a book, did some painting. I just don't want to work because I could just work. That's what I always default
Yeah.
to. So it is finding. But anyways, so I just wanted to bring that in because that
Hmm.
is a big piece, and parents will have a lot of yeah buts. I need to be there. And even the things like never letting them cry, always making sure like we're fixing their feelings all the time, trying to make them feel better. We are just crippling them.
Yeah.
And these are, the long-term consequences, not only their own mental health, but also increases the likelihood that they're going to cut us out of their life,
Eventually.
which would be horrible.
Yeah, you wouldn't deal with that well.
Yeah. So think about what you can do better. I think parents listening to this probably aren't in the abuse neglect category, but if you are, something to
Maybe
consider.
address that. Maybe address that.
Address that. The divorce one is important because I
Yeah.
don't think we really get the effect that that does have on kids when we're fighting. It's not about the divorce. Sometimes the divorce is the best thing. Kids are even like, please, like just separate because the fighting in the house, but it's the fighting between the parents and kids feeling stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
That is not good at all.
Yeah, and I think that's it, right? Like anywhere that you create such a strong, I don't want to say it's divisive, but whenever you create something that is so rigid that eventually you're going to feel trapped by it, right? Everything needs to flow and expand based on where you're at, both with the relationship and where you're at in your life and your kid's life and what they're looking to do. Anything else will eventually feel like a prison,
Yeah.
right? Simple as that.
And then the yeah buts. Like
Yeah.
just listen to your kids, understand their perspective, because that's part of it too. If they don't feel heard and understood and you can't communicate openly and understand each other's, like that's gonna create some alienation.
And this goes as the kids especially get older and become their own
Mm.
person, right? Like you have to accept the fact that you move from being a parent to an advisor, right? And they can do with your information what they want, but you can't inflict it upon them anymore.
And
And
not, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, and that's especially important given all the political and social stuff going on.
Yeah. But I don't even think advisor. Like I'm noticing with Maya too, if I do, because I see the answer. It's
Mm.
right there, right in front of her, but she can't see it, right? As soon as I start even hinting at it, you can see her whole body shifts and this wall comes up and she's like, okay, bye. Right? She just wants to shut it down.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, oh man, this sucks. Right? What are you going to do? It's more putting it back, that validate and put it back on them. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
How are you going to go
When I say
navigate?
advisor, I mean more in terms of just be there to support rather than
And
like,
maybe that process.
yeah, that absolutely. That's part of the process. It's not just giving your opinion unsolicited. It's create a relationship where they feel comfortable coming and asking for your advice as opposed to inflicting your parenting advice on them. That's the separation. That's the difference. Because right now, we have a child that is 14 years old. I can go tell her whatever I want. And you have to do this because I'm the parent and well, that goes away. Right.
Yeah.
And so if you've never practiced a way to have a conversation with them where they feel comfortable or want your opinion because they see it as potentially having value, what are you going to do? Right. You can't keep barking at them when they're 30.
Yeah.
Right. Or else they'll just avoid you. And we've got a lot of friends that aren't hanging with their parents anymore. Right.
Mhm.
And openly cut off their entire families, their extended families. Right. So,
Mhm.
ask yourself, is you feeling like you're right really the end goal that you want out of the relationship? Because they're going to have their own opinions. They're going to have their own approach to things. They're going to have to fail, right? So you just got to let them do it, but be there to support them. And then you'll build a relationship, I think, where they'll involve you in their life
Yeah.
and want to actively hang out with you.
It's unbelievable how many friends I have who've completely cut their parents out of their life.
Yeah,
Like it's unbelievable. But I have two observations. I don't know if you actually want them,
sure.
but it's out of love. Don't take them the wrong way.
Oh, but this is going to be fun.
Why? What do you think I'm
I
gonna
don't have any clue what you're going to say, but the preamble is really getting me going here. What?
It's out of love. You look so much like your brother right now.
Thank you.
Like it's weird. It's like
Shout out
I'm
to
talking.
Chris,
Yeah.
my doppelganger.
And you're really gray. I
We're done.
But you've been telling me you're gray and I just haven't seen it. But you're gray.
Thank you.
You've got a little bit of like auburny in your beard. And you've got that Frankenstein wife.
Not helping.
Frankenstein
Not helping.
wife, why I said Elvira. Doesn't Elvira have a white streak in her black hair?
She's got a big beehive. I can't remember. She might have a white streak, but I
I'm
think it's more Bride of
pretty-
Frankenstein.
Okay, Bride of Frankenstein thing happening, but yeah. Anyway, you're very sophisticated.
No, you can't go back on that.
You're like
No,
a bottle of wine
no.
that is aging. No, you're cute and handsome and I love you, man. You're just way grayer. I just didn't see it.
Again, didn't need that
I'm
last bit.
I'm affirming because you told me that you're totally gray. I'm like, no, I don't see it. I see it today.
This is the worst ending ever.
But I love
I
you.
love you too, but this is
That's why
awful.
see, I said it's coming from a place of love.
I got a couple comments that are coming from a place of love.
What?
They're not suitable for this podcast. Very, yeah. I don't know that we needed to go there.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna go buy some Menon now.
what's that? Like hair dye?
Yeah. Although I've got guys that have done that and it never looks good.
No. No, you look sophisticated.
Do I?
Yes.
Sophisticated, eh?
Or what's the word?
Distinguished?
Distinguished. That's the word. That's the word. Yes. You look very distinguished.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good day.
Good day.